What is up, guys? My name is Shadowrose, and welcome to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Deck Profile. Yes, I know. I just wanted to take a break from horror, after dealing for a week with a goddamn cold. So, yeah, this is what you're getting. And I'm pretty sure you're thinking, oh, but Rose, why are you playing Scraps? Well, it's not just Scraps, it's Scrap Metalfoes. Which, yes, I know is a last deck, but hey, get over it. It's still pretty good. So, on with the deck profile, as you're probably already tired of my voice right. First, we have 3 Scrap Raptor. Obviously, since it's your starter in the main deck. If you do not know what scraps are, first off, where the fuck were you when scraps first came out, and do you live under a rock? Second, they pretty much do shit when they're popped. While this is popped by a scrap effect, pretty much he searches out either a scrap factory, which is your field spell, or he searches out another scrap monster and gives you an extra normal summon. That's about it. On to the next one. Actually, yeah, this is here. What's next? Change formats. Next, we have 30 Scrap Recycler. A lot of you will recognize this one because Orcust abused this one, and maybe a few other cards have used this one, but mostly Orcust. Scrap Recycler sends a machine from your deck to the grave. No other explanation about that, because you'll see in the video. We have 2 Scrap Chimera. The only reason I run 2 is because, yes, it does bring back a scrap when it's normal summoned, but only when it's normal summoned, and you do not want to see in your hand, or your opening hand, a good portion of the time, but it's still a pretty good option to have whenever you're running low on resources. So I run 2 personally. You could run 3 if you wanted to. So yeah. Next we have 2 Scrap Golems. Reason why I don't run 3 is because 1, it's level 5. 2, yeah, it's soft once per turn, but at the same time, we can only summon level 4 or lower scrap monsters. And there are times where I do want to summon other than just level 4 or lowers. So there's that. Scrap Orthros, 2. The reason why I run 2 Scrap Orthros is because essentially, I'll just go ahead and say it's just pop shit, really. That's about it. And when it itself pops, is just prefers shit. So that's about it. Yeah, there's nothing really else about this. It's just summon itself, pop itself, and get you. Yeah, that's about it. Just great destruction. Next we have Scrap Goblin. Scrap Goblin is mainly for a level 3 target tuner. So you get some card for later that I'm about to show you once I get into the extra deck. We have Global Hedgehog, which is okay, yeah, I run the Cherry Beast in here, and this is only in here because of Scrap Goblin. And Crystron Phoenix. Crystron Phoenix is more likely going to be used for a Scrap Recycler, because you can send Crystron Phoenix with Recycler, use Phoenix as effect, get a token, and start rolling the card. And that's it for the scrap portion, or at least what everything pertaining to scraps. Next we have 3 Metalfoes Gold Dragon. The reason I run 3 is because, say you don't really have much in your hand, but you do need a big body to, start yourself off with. It's just a nice level 4 with 1900 attack. It's just there to kind of protect yourself, even though it has no defense whatsoever. But yeah, that's about it. Next we have 2 Metalfoes Silver. Now, the reason I only run 2 of these is because I already have a scale 1 in the deck. But I already have 3 gold drivers and they're scale 1s. But at the same time, you also don't want to depend on it, because it is a level 3 and its stats are going to be lower than gold drivers. But at the same time, you don't want to see it too often in your hand. Yeah. It's a predicament with Metalfoes, unfortunately, which is why they don't exactly appear everywhere anymore. Next, we have 2 Metalfoes Steelix. Honestly, I can see why you probably run this to 1. I run it to 2 because it's scale 8, and it's just has a pretty big defense for 21. So we have 2 Metalfoes Volflame. It is yes, another scale 8, but it's also a level 7 that has actually a pretty big beating for the Metalfoes engine. Oh, and they all have the pendulum effect. They can pop a card on the field to or face up a card on the field to search the deck for the a Metalfoes spell deck and send it to your field, which is actually pretty good. And 1 of Metalfoes Vanishing. This one is still kind of new to me. I'm still debating whether or not I want to keep this in. It's pretty good, don't get me wrong, but it's just kind of... It's hard to summon out, and you mostly summon out with counter. At the same time, it's pretty good, because it banishes the card your opponent controls. But yeah, like, its summoning condition is to... Well, like, I think destroy 2 your own Metalfoes or something. I don't know, I never used its actual summoning condition to actually summon itself out. So. But yeah. 1, just because it's level 9, unfortunately, so you can't pendulum summon it. So, alright, that's it for the Metalfoes stuff. On to the spells and traps. We have 3 Scrap Factory, which Scrap Factories not only give your scraps a boost, but if your scraps are destroyed by a card effect, you could actually specify a scrap from your deck. Yeah, that's honestly why I run 3. If you run anything less than 3, maybe 2 is fine, but if you run anything less than maybe 2 or 3, then you're not playing the deck right. Yeah. Then we have Scrapyard. Searches out your scrap tuners, such as Raptor and all that. 2, Metalfoes Fusion. Reason I run 2 is because mainly, yes, there are Metalfoes fusions in here, and you do use Metalfoes monster for them. But you also can pop them with Scrap Effect, and you can shuffle them back into the deck and draw a card, which is insane when you think about it. And 1 pair of Metalfoes Fusion. This one is a bit tricky, because you could honestly replace this with any other Metalfoes fusion card or something, like the other full Metalfoes fusion. Or you could honestly put a Metalfoes combo in here in replacement for this one. I run it just because it's like a third fusion card, a third fusion card, even though this one is a little more harder to use. So I'd probably suggest like full Metalfoes fusion. So, and then we have the one-offs: Monster Reborn, Post Burial, and Terraforming. Monster Reborn I shouldn't have to explain. Post Burial is say you don't say you have a scrap goblin in your hand and this. Go ahead and send Cobalt and get yourself a Mature Beast and protect yourself for a while. And Terraformer to get your scrap backwards. That is all for the spells. And for the traps, I only run 1 trap in here. That is a playset of Metalfoes Counter. Which Metalfoes Counter, if you don't know, if a card you control is destroyed, you can special summon 1 Metalfoes from your deck. And that's actually pretty good for the deck. So, since all they do is destroy, and you can banish it from your graveyard to add 1 Metalfoes from your face and X deck to your hand. Yeah. And now we have the extra deck. First off, we have 2 Scrap Wyverns. The only reason I run 2 is because I don't want I don't want to depend on it too much, but at the same time, it's kind of a obvious target to hit. So you want to run 2, and you can only use this effect once per turn, unfortunately, despite what most of the scraps are. Which is, it has 2 effects, which you can summon from the grave, and pop 1 card you control, and then if a scrap monster you control is destroyed, you can special 1 scrap monster from your deck, and destroy 1 card on the field, which is actually pretty useful in some cases, but not usually when you're going first. Alright, then we have Nightmare Phoenix. Nightmare Phoenix, I should never explain. It's in a lot of decks. I don't have a full Nightmare package, but if you guys do have the full Nightmare package, go ahead and show it in here. I'm about to show some ratios that are honestly just biased, but yeah, you're about to see. 2 Metalfoes Zortless. I run 1. The reason I'm running 2 is because I only had 2, and I didn't have the full Nightmare package, so I run 1. So yeah. 2 Metalfoes Mithrilium, or whatever. Yeah, Mithrilium. I mean, you could technically run this at 1 as well, but I mean, it's a cool card to go into, you know. But it's all the only thing I don't like about it is it has to have 2 pendulum monsters essentially in this deck to even do anything, which unfortunately is a down. Then we have 1 Alcahest. Alcahest is very good when you're going first. So like you summon this out first and you get yourself a full combo, and you just happen to summon this out. But it's not very good if you're going second and your opponent already has an established board. Then we have the secrets. Starting off, we have Naturia Beast. As I already foreshadowed. Because Naturia Beast negates any spell that your opponent controls or attempts to activate by just milling 2. And that's insane nowadays. Then we have Sideframe Zeta, just monster removal that your opponent just happens to have. And Stardust Spark Dragon, in case your opponent tries to destroy something that you don't want actually destroyed, or at least not at the time. And this is my personal thing, Scrap Archfiend. Scrap Archfiend is just another scrap target for you to destroy, but it's also a level 7 in case they sniped out Zeta Anderson. 2 Scrap Dragon. Scrap Dragon is a classic, oldie but a goodie, where you can pop a card and essentially just pop one. Well, you could pop one of your cards and pop another card your opponent controls, and be completely fine with it. And last one, Scrap Twin Dragon. This one is a bit weird, but I mostly run it because how many level 4s I control, and how many times I usually summon Scrap Golem. So that typically ends up being like a one of, but you can obviously run 2 if you wanted to. It's not exactly good going first, but it's great going second because it doesn't destroy cards your opponent controls, but it bounces them back to your hand. But it does require you to pop one of your own cards. Oh, and something I forgot to mention about both of these 2, when they're destroyed, they summon a non-tuner scrap monster from your graveyard, so that's something. So in case they like use a golem or something. Alright, well, that is it for the deck profile, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. You may see there's like a few edits where like it seemed to have skipped a bit, but I'm still kind of suffering from the cough and the damn cold. So yeah, that's why, because I didn't want to hear y'all cough, didn't want to cough and explode everyone's eardrums, you know. So anyway, hope y'all have a great day. Shadow signing off. Please like, subscribe, share with your friends if you enjoy the video, and please don't let this deck die. It's a deck I really love and cherish, and it brings a lot of nostalgia. As always, guys, take care of yourselves and have a good day. Peace.